The Master Tavern Keeper's History of the Old World. And so it was that, with the bellowing sound of an earth-shaking, monstrous roar coming from outside, Strolvar burst into my old bar in Skeggi to both raise the alarm and call us to arms. This we all immediately did. Skeggi, 1553. Have at it, my hearties. Down your drinks and unsheath your blades. I, too, grabbed my sword, my musket, and my kitchen cleaver, and stepped outside. It was mayhem. The alarm bells on each of the watchtowers were ringing. Men and women were running to and fro in a panic, and all was in disarray. But there was still, above all the din, a single unifying sound. The sound of a deep roar that made everything shake and vibrate, accompanied by gigantic footfalls in the distance. And so, Master Tavern Keeper, what was it? What was attacking? Och, obviously, it was a thunder lizard. Have you not been paying attention, Heinrich? Oh, yeah, of course. I got carried away in the moment and forgot. Not to worry. Anyway, it was indeed a thunder lizard, and even from the heart of the muddy streets of Skeggi, I could see its impossibly tall head, distantly perched up high in the sky. Being one of the few men in the port with a handgun, I made for the walls nearest to the beast and, upon reaching the upper ramparts, was surprised to find my friend, the exiled archmage, Calhordis Whitemane, already there. He was marshalling the Norse on how to correctly operate the assorted mishmash of stolen elven bolt throwers positioned up there.
No, you stupid child. You wind it the other way. And you, beard face, don't put your hand there unless you want to accompany the bolt on its flight. Stop! You, yes you, the one with far too many horns on your helmet. The pointy end goes at the front, not the back. Take it out and put it in again. No, not like that. Like this.
It was with a sigh of audible relief that he saw me arrive.
Praise Assyrian human. Someone with more than an ounce of common sense. Please take over here. I must bring my magics to bear on this creature before it is too late.
And with that, he left us. I remember taking a brief look behind me at that moment, out over the whole port, and seeing literally the entire population mobilized. And rightly so. The threat was existential. Although, when I say mobilized, not everyone was pulling in the same direction. Distantly, I saw a handful of boats fleeing for their lives. But, well, I suppose such things are to be expected. Anyway, without my dear, haughty elf friend bossing them about, I found the men manning the bolt throwers at least up to the task. They took aim at the oncoming creature and, with my order, let loose. Every shot missed, though. Whilst the Norse reloaded the bolt throwers, I took the opportunity to take a good look at the beast bearing down on us. It was a great, long-necked thing, anchored to an enormous, humpbacked, barrel-shaped body. It sat on 4 squat legs, thick like tree trunks, and counterweighted by a ridiculously long, swishing tail that ended in a mace-like bony knob. The creature was huge, towering 3 times as high as the tallest watchtower of the barricade, and twice as wide as the main gate. In its wake, I could see a path of devastation that cut through the jungle like a river, a waterway whose undulations were a miles-long trail of splintered, shattered trees and churned-up vegetation.
Oh, yeah, truly terrifying. I cannot honestly see how Skeggi survived. But before you tell us that, I have a question, Master Tavern Keeper. In what way was this thing dangerous? Was this creature going to gobble you all up, or simply crush each person under its oversized feet? I mean, was it a meat eater, or more like some oversized Black Mountain Auroch?
Ah, well, the latter. Mostly. I hear that thunder lizards are actually omnivores. They'll eat anything, animal, vegetable, or mineral that'll fit in their oversized mouths. But they primarily feed on greenery, although have no qualms if such lush vegetation is also filled with bird and beast. Now, I would just like to stress at this juncture that it was extremely unusual for such a creature to venture out of the deep jungle, let alone attack a settlement. And this attack was completely unprecedented in the entire history of Skeggi. At least as far as I know. Anyway, the beast could have easily flattened the entire port in a matter of an hour, so haste in dealing with it was of the essence.
Oh, so what did you do? I mean, what could you do against such a creature?
Well, we did the only thing left to us. We hit the beast with blade, fire, bolt, magic, and finally black powder. Well, of a sort. Every able-bodied Norseman, some on foot, others on cold ones, charged out into the muddy ground that lay between the port and the thunder lizard. Some pierced its tree trunk-like legs with spears, javelins, and arrows, whilst others hacked at its thick hide with axe and sword. It did not slow it down, though. I don't think it even noticed. Its earth-shaking footsteps just kept on coming. It was at that time that I spotted Calhordis. He was striding out towards the behemoth, his white robes getting muddier and muddier with every footfall as they billowed about him in the crosswinds of the marshy ground that lies between Skeggi and the jungle proper. He didn't seem to care, though. The elf mage stopped about 24 yards from the creature and raised up his staff high. I saw arcane lights blossom into existence as he stood there, summoning forth some sort of confounding convocation. The thunder lizard appeared to be bombarded by wild and disorientating magical energies, dancing lights that the exiled Archmage brought forth, rendering it suddenly blind to the world around it. With this, the beast finally came to an abrupt halt, seemingly entranced by the preternatural miasma about it. Surely now, even the Norse manning the bolt throwers couldn't miss, I thought. The creature was considerably closer and stationary. I ordered them to fire again whilst taking a shot with my own handgun. And we were rewarded with splashes of red blood across its face and sides as our bolts struck true. The beast, however, seemed oblivious to its wound and remained standing, entranced. But we were all painfully aware that once Calhordus' enchantment had worn off, the creature would no doubt continue with its intended rampage. Next, I saw the Norsemen run out, wheeling barrels in front of them. They began to circle the beast, allowing the contents of the barrels to spill out behind them. Once they were empty, a lone man ran out with a great burning torch and set alight to the spilt, flammable liquid, creating a ring of fire. The creature was wholly trapped by this burning ring of fire. It went around and around, and the flames burnt higher, and it burnt. The ring of fire. Our ring of fire.
Ach. Oh, yeah.
Ah, so you've both heard the famous song by the old wine-swilling bard from Remas, Giovanni Cantante, eh? Good stuff. Anyway, back to Skeggi. The thunder lizard was now cordoned off, but the next question was how to kill it off. Myself and the bolt throwers again peppered it with shots, but they did little to nothing. Some of the Norse leapt over the fire to strike at the creature, but again, it hardly damaged it. Although, what it did do was briefly wake the creature from its magical reverie, long enough to squash its attackers to pulp. We were running out of ideas. But it was at this point that the Chaos Dwarves entered the fray.
What?